What if I told you one side of the draw is basically a red carpet, while the other is a complete battlefield? Welcome to Tennis Desk, your go-to place for the latest drama, updates, and deep dives from the world of tennis. The 2026 Madrid Open women's draw has just dropped, and trust me, it's already telling a story. Not just about who might win, but who might survive. Because while some stars are quietly smiling at their path forward, others are staring down a brutal road filled with danger at every turn. Let's start with the player everyone's watching right now, Aryna Sabalenka. Coming in as world number 1, Sabalenka's situation is complicated. On one hand, she's fresh off a title run in Miami. On the other, she pulled out of Stuttgart with an injury concern that still has fans asking questions. Is she 100% fit? Or is she pushing through something serious? But here's where things get interesting. Despite those concerns, the draw has been surprisingly kind to her. She doesn't even have to play the first round. A straight pass into round 2 gives her time to recover, adjust, and ease into the tournament. And when she finally steps on court, she'll face either Peyton Stearns or Lois Boisson. Let's be honest, that's not exactly a nightmare start. In fact, Sabalenka already holds a winning record against Stearns and Boisson. Still untested territory at this level against her. So early danger? Not really. Then comes the third round, and again, nothing too alarming. Names like Jacqueline Christian or Moyuka Yukijima might appear, but on paper, Sabalenka holds the edge. It's almost like the draw is giving her a runway, slowly building her into form instead of throwing her into chaos. But don't get too comfortable, because this is where the story shifts. Round 4 could bring a fascinating clash with Naomi Osaka. Now that sounds big, right? But here's the twist, clay has never really been Osaka's strongest surface. So even though it's a high-profile matchup, Sabalenka might still feel confident walking into it. And then we reach the quarterfinals. This is where real threats begin to emerge, players like Jasmine Paolini, Belinda Bencic, Diana Schneider, or Beatriz Haddad Maia. Solid names. Dangerous competitors. But again, none that scream impossible challenge for a focused Sabalenka. So what does that mean? It means Sabalenka could realistically cruise into the semi-finals without burning too much energy. And that's huge. Because in a tournament like Madrid, where matches can drain you physically and mentally, conserving energy early is everything. Now imagine this scenario. Sabalenka reaches the semi-finals, relatively fresh. And waiting for her? None other than Iga Swiatek. Now that's a rivalry. These two have already traded blows in Madrid finals before, each getting their moment. There's history. There's tension. And there's unfinished business. So if it happens again, you already know it's going to be explosive. And if Sabalenka makes it all the way to the final? The list of possible opponents is stacked: Elena Rybakina, Coco Gauff, Jessica Pegula, Amanda Anisimova, even rising names looking to shock the world. But here's a fun twist, only Anisimova actually holds a winning head-to-head over Sabalenka. So suddenly, the world number 1 under pressure narrative starts to fade, and turns into something else. A golden opportunity. Now let's flip the story. Because not everyone got this kind of luck. In fact, one top player might be staring at the toughest road in the entire draw, and that's Elena Rybakina. On paper, she should be flying high. She just lifted the Stuttgart trophy. Confidence? Through the roof. Momentum? Fully on her side. But the draw? Absolutely unforgiving. Like Sabalenka, she also starts in the second round. But from that point on, it's chaos. Her opening match could be against players like Ruzic or Ruse, not easy, but manageable. But then comes round 3, and suddenly, the temperature rises. Names like Zheng Qinwen, Sophia Kenin, or Ashlyn Kruger enter the picture. That's not a warm-up. That's a test. And it doesn't stop there. If Rybakina survives that, she could run straight into Madison Keys or Yelena Ostapenko in the next round. Let's pause on that for a second. Ostapenko on clay. That's dangerous. This is a former French Open champion who thrives on this surface. She doesn't just play, she attacks. So by the fourth round, Rybakina could already be drained, physically and mentally. And guess what? It only gets worse. Quarterfinals might bring Amanda Anisimova, Ekaterina Alexandrova, Elise Mertens, even Alexandra Ila, young, fearless, and hungry for a breakthrough. Every match feels like a final. Every round is a risk. And if she somehow navigates all of that, she still has to deal with semi-final opponents like Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff, or other rising threats. This is not a path. This is survival mode. And even if she reaches the final, there's a strong chance she'll meet Sabalenka, or Swiatek, or another elite contender who had a much smoother journey. So here's the big question. Is this fair? Can momentum from Stuttgart carry Rybakina through this brutal gauntlet? Or will the sheer difficulty of her draw break that rhythm? And what about Sabalenka? Is this the perfect setup for her to dominate Madrid once again? Or could that lingering injury suddenly change everything? This is what makes tennis so unpredictable. It's not just about talent. It's about timing, fitness, matchups, and sometimes, pure luck. And right now, luck seems to be leaning heavily in Sabalenka's direction. But tennis has a funny way of flipping the script when you least expect it. So don't blink. Because this tournament could get wild. What do you think? Is Sabalenka the clear favorite now? Or can someone like Rybakina fight through the storm and steal the spotlight? Drop your predictions in the comments, I want to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. See you in the next one.